27 days to go of the transfer window. But West Ham made one signing this week and another two are very, very close being done. Mike, Yarmalenko signed, done, right winger, left footer from Dortmund. Are you happy?
Delighted, mate. He's an absolutely brilliant player. I've saw him quite a lot when he played for, is it Shakhtar Donetsk he played for before? And, well, I saw him more playing for the Ukrainian national team. And when he went to Borussia Dortmund, I thought at the time, God, that's the sort of player we should be getting. So we've got him now. I'm over the moon. He's a unit. Do you know what I mean? He's a bit like Arnautovic. He's a real unit, as in quite a tough, big player, very, very skillful, got a trick or two. I'm really pleased.
Bez, earlier in the window, we got a keeper, we got a defender. Are you now glad that we've got our attacking player in as well now?
Yeah, it's quality. It's a great signing. Really happy with getting Yarmalenko. He didn't have a good run at Dortmund by the sounds of things, but he's a quality player. I mean, it was only a couple of seasons ago he was linked with Liverpool and stuff. So, you know, you've got to take positives from that. You know, I don't want to brown nose the owners, but they're doing all right. Or should we say Pellegrini and his man's doing all right? I mean, look at the turnaround in the last couple of weeks. It's just amazing. Like I've even got top clubs saying, cool, you're making moves this transfer window. And, you know, it's a positive. It's great. I love it. I'm just buzzing, mate. Let's get the season underway. So.
Any minute now, in the next few days, we should have an announcement from West Ham announcing the record signing of Felipe Anderson. The transfer that's been going on for longer than we can remember, on, off. It was like the hokey of all transfers you can get. But Mike, it's finally done. Medical's done today. We're just pretty much waiting for the announcement from West Ham. If it is anything like Jack Wilshere, it's going to be on Monday. But it's one player that perhaps we don't all know about, but it's 40 million. So are you excited, or are you struggling a bit if you perhaps don't know too much about him?
Do you know what? I'm excited because I trust Pellegrini on this. I don't know who he is. I saw Lazio play a couple of times last season on TV, you know, but I mean, I can't remember anything about him. He didn't stand out for me in any way, shape, or form at all. He didn't, you know, you weren't thinking, oh, this is an amazing winger. What was his name again? He looked really good. That just didn't happen. I have no recollection of seeing him. But Pellegrini wants him, and Pellegrini thinks he's worth that kind of money. I'm all in for him, man. I'm really excited about getting him in. Hopefully he'll be good. Hopefully he'll really work out for us, and hopefully it'll take off. But do you know what? If he wants him, I want him.
Bez, the attacking players at West Ham seem to be like buses, been waiting a while. One's come along and another one's straight in as well. What was your thoughts on Anderson?
Yeah, it's quality signing. I mean, like you say, like Mike just echoed what Mike just said. You know, if Pellegrini, if he wants him and that's his man, you got to stick by him. Like you say, I haven't really seen a lot of him, but what I have been told by a couple of people who have seen a bit of him, he's a class player, and maybe he could be worth a little bit more. I mean, I'm obviously not going to say that too loud in front of Lazio, but he could be the bee's knees here. We could have a real gem in our hands, and I hope it works out well. You know, I mean. It's just positives. You know, we're spending money, we're getting these players in, and like I said, I am just so overexcited. I'm like a big kid in like the early learning centre at the minute. I'm just ready to go. I want to see these players, and I'm even tempted to go to a few friendlies just to see if I can have a little glimpse of them. I don't know if I could wait till the start of the season. So yeah, all positives. Bring it on, mate. It's great.
There's a lot of talk today that Bernard is perhaps on his way to West Ham United, but it's also believed by those close to the club, if you like, that deal is not happening. He's demanding way too much money, etc. And shouldn't get your hopes up yet, at least for Bernard. Mike, but another player we did sign since we've last spoke, Jack Wilshere. You must be happy with that.
I'm over the moon, mate. I mean, again, he's an absolute class player. I know he's had injury issues, but most of his injury issues that he's had have been largely down to contact injuries as opposed to sort of Andy Carroll style soft tissue issues or ankle ligament issues or whatever. He's normally gets injured because someone's given him a proper kick in, you know what I mean? But leaving that aside, he's class in a jar. He can pick a pass, he tackles, he moves off the ball, gives go, loads of movement. He's exactly what our midfield needs. So I'm very excited. Keep your dog under control, Bez.
He's excited.
So he should be.
As Mike says, Jack Wilshere is injury prone, but another player who's injury prone is Winston Reid. Bez, does this highlight the even more importance of signing Corinthians captain, Paraguayan international Balbuena?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he seems like another great player. I mean, what's the fee? 3.5 million. I mean, for someone like that, just it's a great. Even if he's a good squad player, like let's just keep filling him in for 3.5 million. It's a good buy. You can't say no to someone like that. I mean, like you say. With Winston, it's hard. He's done the club pretty well over the last few years, but it is getting to that point now where we're kind of losing a bit of interest with all the injuries and all the bollocks that goes with it. I mean, what happened this week is, I know Winston was out already, but we just don't need it as a club. We just don't need the negative injury list, the negativity with regards to Carroll and Rick. We just don't need that. So for me, I would probably cut. I know Reed's, what's he got, about another 2-3 years in his contract left? So I don't know. I mean, Carroll's completely different. If he's not going to be back, I don't think we're going to recuperate any money from Carroll whatsoever. I can see him being released at the end of the season, this, that, and the other, if he ever gets fit again, which he probably won't. Reed maybe, I don't know, try and get some money for him, but I don't think he'll get back in with the signings that we've bought. I don't think he will get back in.
Balbuena is apparently, work permit is unknown, but he's agreed medical terms. He has passed his medical at West Ham United. It's all but done as well. So there's 2 announcements we're just waiting on. Bez, your dog's called Alfie. He's getting excited, but from your Alfie to another Alfie Mawson, Bez, he's been linked to us once more because of the Winston Reid injury. Can you see us though, Bez, not just the player, but can you see us affording to sign another player for that much money, considering how much we've just spent?
I know you kind of think to yourself, it's got to stop at some point, but I don't know. I suppose I'm quite optimistic. I mean, I know we've just, even if it's not Mawson, but like we've had another. I think we're having another go at the Newcastle captain, the centre half. There is it, Lascelles. I think we're definitely in the market to try and sign somebody else. And by all means, if that's who Pellegrini wants and that's his man, go and get him for him. He knows what he wants, and this is a really new turn for the club. Like we've not been in. A lot of fans haven't been in this position before, where the board have got their cash out and they're willing to spend a bit of money to reinforce for the team. So I did say earlier, I'm not like over keen on the Swansea players, but look, I'm not going to say anything against Pellegrini. If that's who Pellegrini wants, who am I to say anything different? Mike,
as Bez just said there, we are linked to Newcastle captain Lascelles. I on Cup of Tea last night or the night before, whenever it was, I laughed at the fact that it was 25 million. I think that's way too little for what. But what's your thoughts on the rumour with the Newcastle skipper?
Well, first of all, Bez has said like a lot of West Ham fans can't remember what it's like to suddenly have all this money spent on that. None of us can remember what that's. I don't think this has ever happened before. I can't remember this ever happening before. Do you know what I mean? Like, when have we just gone, how much? Here, take this. We'll take him. It's just like we're all getting really carried away. Lascelles is a £40 million plus. I totally agree with you. He's in that market because he's young, he's quick, he's strong. He's actually a very good defender. You're never going to get. You're going to have to. You're talking Anderson money to get someone like Lascelles. I'd love to get Lascelles, but I don't think we're going to spend that because you're looking well over 100. Well, probably 120 to 130 million for total summer business. So I don't think even this summer we're going to push that out, mate. I totally agree with you. You're just not going to get him for that sort of money.
Do you think that's the fun done now, Mike? Once we've got Anderson and Balbuena in, do you think that's the money gone unless people leave? Perhaps, obviously, freebies and loans might come in, but in terms of spending cash on players, do you think that's it done for the summer?
It depends who departs, actually, mate. To be honest with you, I think there's going to be. I think what I like what Pellegrini's done on the transfer market. He's done it now. You were talking on a cup of tea a few weeks ago about the early closing of the window, yeah, and about how important it is to make sure that we get all of our business done before then. If you look around the rest of the league, the Premier League, a lot of clubs haven't done that business yet, and if we're lucky, we'll be the beneficiaries of that early closing, if you know what I mean, and be able to sell some of our other players at inflated prices. I'm wondering if there aren't already people talking to us, and there might be a few clubs interested in this player. Maybe they know that and then can beforehand push out on another player, knowing they're going to recoup some. I don't know what's going back there. I think we need to have significant outage, and I think there are players to sell. I think we all agree on that. But I think if before we bring in another 20 million plus player around that mark, if you know what I mean. And until I could see spending another 10 maybe, and maybe, as you say, a loan player, maybe a free signing. But otherwise, we need significant outage to do that.
Bez, we spoke about centre-backs coming in, but one has left the club. Reece Burke went to Hull City for about 1.5 million. What's your thoughts on that? Were you disappointed to see him go, or is it time we start cutting players like Burke and Cullen, if you like, away from the club and say, you're too old now, you're not going to make it, off you pop?
It's really hard on the nipper, and look, you know, it's such a shame because we know he's a West Ham lad. You know, he goes to games, and there's nothing I want more than having a West Ham fan playing for a West Ham team. You know, that is the overall buzz for me. But unfortunately, I just don't think they've got enough, and whether or not they've had an opportunity or not, it's very hard. We're in a market and we're in a game where like results is everything. And unfortunately, I just don't think that we can allow them that time. And it is sad. It's hard. Like there's nothing more than I'd want, like you say, to keep Reece Burke. But I do think maybe the time has come, and he probably thinks that himself. Like, you know, if he ever watches, I wish him all the best. I want him to do well, you know, and I'm you know, for his time and what he has done here, you know, fair play to him. You know, the lad's got his head down. But I just think that if we want to go to this next level, we unfortunately have to just get rid of players like younger players in it. But I hate to say that because I'm all for youth. I'm all for bringing players through, but I don't think he's quite cut the mustard when you look at what Rice has done in the time compared to what Burke's done in the time. It's just not happened for him, and I wish them the best of luck. I just want them to, you know, do well and succeed in their careers.
Well, Kiate and Obiang are likely being touted to be leaving. There's no club being linked with them yet, but one club that has been linked with one of our players, Mike, I've asked you before, and I'm going to ask you again because your opinion may have changed. Mikel Antonio, Crystal Palace is just not going away. It's rumoured that that's how we're going to get some money in so that we can spend it elsewhere. But when I last asked you and you said no, he has to stay. Since then, we have just signed Yarmalenko and Anderson.
Right, okay. First of all, can I just go back to your last question? I think the Reece Burke thing, probably the most important thing to remember is we have three of our best new players that have come through the youth ranks played in the same position. Declan Rice, Reece Oxford, Reece Burke, all centre-backs. So it's inevitable one of them, at least one had to go. Do you see what I mean? So I think that's why he had to go more than any other reason. And why I think we should keep Cullen is because we haven't got hundreds of midfielders. Yeah, I don't know you can put them together. Anyway, back to your question. Sorry. It's worried about that point. I still think we should keep Antonio if we possibly can. Now, if you're asking me, who would I rather have between Antonio and Yarmolenko? You know what I'm going to say, Yarmolenko. Yeah, even though he's unproven in this league, he's a class player. But you're looking at a player we're going to put. Anderson can play both wings, can't he? Is that right? Yeah, Yarmolenko's a specialist, real left-footed right winger who cuts in, which is very much how Pellegrini likes to play. So, okay, got that. So, Antonio can play both wings as well. You will need another winger. So, I say, unless you're going to go with Matty Holland to be the fill-in, you know, and maybe get him in to do it. It depends how much we need the money. If getting Yarmolenko and Anderson means Antonio's got to go, with a heavy, heavy heart, I say so be it. But I'd rather keep Antonio if we possibly can. Am I being wussy? Is that sitting on the fence?
But you said you would rather have Yarmolenko over Antonio there, but would you rather have Mikel Antonio or Alfie Mawson?
I'd rather have Mikel Antonio. I think we've got enough centre-backs at the moment, mate.
Okay, Doug, fantastic. Well, anyway, that's it from us. That's your latest West Ham transfers. People that might be moving to location to join London Stadium, just like I've done. I've moved location tonight as well. That's been Bez, that's been Mike, I've been Joe, we've been Hammers Chat. Thank you for joining us. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new around here. We'll see you then.